And a 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Frauds. Frauds.
Welcome.
Frauds.
Welcome.
Frauds.
And
we're out. Welcome to the Football Frauds Podcast. My name is Miles.
I'm Connor.
I'm Matt.
And we are three guys talking about football who are fully competent in everything that we talk about. We watch all the film of all the college players, which is why we're giving you our very qualified opinion on the best players at quarterback, wide receiver, tight end, and running back in this upcoming draft. We're going to be covering the bowl that is super. We're going to be covering the coaching that is carouseled. We're going to be having a lot of fun. Me and Connor had long days at work today. Connor woke up at 3 o'clock this morning, and he's been bitching about it all day.
Just incessant. Just can't handle any one little thing going wrong in his life.
I'm on fumes right now, boys. But I had a beer, and we are locked.
Doctor ordered one beer, and now I'm back to full health.
For real, dude. That's my chug jug right there.
Just 15 seconds on one knee is all you need.
Yep. And Jameson is my boogie bomb.
Boom. I'd like to bring something up that I have to work through before we get into this podcast.
Hit us.
In a text group chat earlier this week, it was mentioned that Connor, another of our friends, also named Connor, would be going out to Matt's father-in-law's place on Saturday in order to help cut down trees.
Okay.
They said, oh, yeah, that's our plan on Saturday. And I didn't say anything. You know why? Because I wasn't invited.
I know. I didn't even know he was coming.
I didn't know he was coming, but I'm still going to go.
I knew he was eventually going to come because I told Gordy I had friends who worked in cutting down trees, and he's like, oh, I should talk to him.
Dude,
So I knew he came over a few weeks ago to check it out. Why are you going to come over?
well, for one.
To be a cuck and watch him do it?
No, dude. I like doing that manly stuff. Cutting down trees and
but
shit.
Landman's getting paid.
Yeah, dude. I was about to bring that up. That piece of shit. I'm like after a sauna with Matt, our other friend Matt.
Yep.
Um,
Matt 1. I'm 2.
I'm gonna go over to Gordy's and help cut down the trees, and he goes, "Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't think I can swing any money." And I'm like, "I don't need freaking. You think I'm broke? I got a podcast."
Yeah. I got enough income revenues coming in. We got it all planned out.
You think I'm broke? I have a podcast.
Not
Thank
me,
you
like
very
30
much.
minutes after bitching about having to buy new shoes.
Yeah.
Because my 3-year-old fucking shoes are missing right now.
I could see him thinking that if you wanted to come in, you'd be like, piece of the pie? I mean, it's a pretty big pie. Could I
Do
just
I
have one
strike
little...
you as a guy that wants to take your piece of the pie?
Come on, there's a lot of pie sitting here. Like, just one little slice.
No handouts.
What type of tree do you think would make the best pie?
That's honestly pretty easy.
I don't know.
There's one answer.
There's actually multiple.
Wrong.
What part of the tree is going in the pie?
Wrong question. What's the answer?
Honestly, I think if you extracted the flavor of a white oak or possibly a balsam fir, it would taste good.
Wrong and wrong. The
I have-
answer is maple.
Actually, you're wrong because my proper answer is the Shanahan tree.
Segway.
Get going, football. This is a football podcast. You thought it was a white people talk about cutting down trees podcast.
Wrong.
Just incorrect. All right. One more game left in this football season, and then it's diddly done. Over.
One more game.
And honestly, before we get into any analytics, I'm just going to repeat, I would be devastated if the Patriots won and they got another one. And Robert Kraft is like, I'm the best owner. I'm so good at being rich.
And Robert Kraft is like, can you believe they didn't put me in the Hall of Fame?
The Super Bowl.
And we're back.
The Super Bowl is going to be happening soon. It involves the Seahawks and John Schneider and Mike McDonald and Sam Darnold and the Patriots and Robert Kraft and Mike Vrabel and Drake May. And
God?
the Seahawks, last time I saw, they're 4.5 point favorites, and we're gonna break it down.
down hard.
I say let's start on one side of the ball. Let's say the most interesting unit in this probably whole game is the Seahawks defense. So let's talk Drake Maye and the Patriots versus the Seahawks defense. I feel like I don't think they're going to run it very well to that front with Byron Murphy and Leonard Williams and DeMarcus Lawrence. So I feel like what the difference in this game for the Patriots offense is just going to be, can Drake Maye hit some shots downfield, layer some throws to where, I mean, I have a feeling they're going to have so many different coverages lined up to try and fool Drake Maye, and can he just go Super Saiyan?
I hear you there. So, not to dive into what you're going to talk about with Sam Darnold. So we are doing the one and done challenge, and with a group of guys that we are familiar with. And I saved somehow both Drake Maye and Sam Darnold for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I'm having a conundrum
Stage fright.
deciding who to pick. And I feel like the no-brainer is the analytical, on-paper MVP, and the other Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
But there's something about Sam Darnold that I really like.
I know. At the end of the day, which one of those quarterbacks is going to score more fantasy points is probably just like touchdowns.
Yeah.
So even if Drake Maye can completion rate or whatever it is, like he needs to get to the end zone if you want to actually get some fantasy points for the
Exactly.
thing.
I don't care how well your wife bakes.
I'm thinking in just a fantasy point perspective. Wait, you don't like Ann Michael May?
Dude, Ann Michael May is actually pretty cool. But I don't care how well she bakes. I need my money back on this one and done.
No, that makes sense. I'm thinking I'm personally going to go Drake Maye because I just feel like the rushing upside. Like, what if he has a 20-yard rushing touchdown because he breaks contain or something, and I'm betting on that upside of a rushing touchdown.
Yeah. No, I see that there, but I mean, that Seahawks defense is insane.
No, they're good.
They're freaking insane.
They're good. But the Patriots has been playing well too.
Seahawks rushing yards allowed after Week 11 against the Texans, 56. Jacksonville, 59 rushing yards allowed. Tampa Bay, 56. Arizona, 89. New Orleans, 79. Pittsburgh, 72. San Francisco, Week 17, 119.
I mean, it's not. They don't stack the box or anything. They rely on their guys to play sound run defense just on their line. So I wouldn't be shocked if something happens that's decent, but I wouldn't rely on it as like the foundation to the Patriots' success.
I don't know. I think I have Seahawks 28, Patriots 21 this game.
Yeah. I'm going to go lower than that. I'm going to go like 20 to 13 or something.
Yeah. Actually, I changed my mind. Patriots are going to have 24.
Ooh. I
Yes.
mean, they didn't score that many on the Broncos. But then again, that was every game's different.
Yeah.
I got 20 to 17 Seahawks.
Yeah. I want to see Sam Darnold holding that trophy.
Me too.
Did you guys see Mike McDonald when they were like, what did you think about when you were picked third in the division and everyone thought Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay were going to do all these things? And he just goes, we did not care. Like, it's not really all that charismatic. He's kind of a dweeb. But in the moment, him just like getting so excited to have his moment, we did not. It's like, let's go. Come on, Mike McDonald.
I'm for that. I'm pro that.
So that's what I want to see at the end of this.
I think I think every football fan outside of the ones of the team that wins, I think there's something exciting that there's two teams that it's not boring. Like it's not another Chiefs Eagles.
Oh yeah, no, this is exciting.
Yeah.
Whoever wins this year, it will be like you look back 5 years from now, like what did they do in that year, that last year or two, to like make a ton of big moves for each team were needed to be made that were highly important versus just like there's a great coach and a great quarterback.
Yeah.
Over and over again.
Yeah.
I can see this game playing out a lot like last year's Super Bowl. Patriots O-line just gets exposed and decimated.
Yeah, that was weird.
It wouldn't surprise me if Seattle's up 17-0 at the end of the first quarter.
I think it's possible. It would have to be like a sack fumble. Drake Maye wants to extend the play. He's not too liable to throw picks, I don't think, but
Tons of fumbles.
I could see a fumble turning into a short field for the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the Patriots win this game, what's the recipe for them?
Like, what do they do correctly?
What does it play out like?
Oh, during the game.
They're going to have to establish the run, which I think is going to be incredibly hard to do. But I feel like if they can't do that, I don't know how they win this game.
I mean, we saw Drake Maye hit a couple downfield shots against the Broncos. Like, shoot, I think he hit one to Booty. That was the tutty. I could just see him, like, some of those longer extending routes where he, like, just drops it right over a guy. And it's like, how did he place that? If he goes sicko mode, I think it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
And also, or it's like if he breaks contain and gets a couple pickups on his feet. I mean, the Seahawks defense is good, but the Rams just scored 31 on them.
Mm-hmm.
And the Rams only scored 17 against the Bears.
True. Rams have been the one team to expose the Seahawks all
Yeah,
season.
no, it's true, but I think Drake May's an MVP candidate for real. Like, he's not a fake MVP candidate. He's actually that good at football.
Yeah.
It'd probably have to be him going superhero mode, and then Darnold throws 2 picks.
Mm-hmm.
That's the recipe. I think the Seahawks are like a 72% favorite, 69%
Yeah, I don't think
favorite.
Darnold has to. I mean, probably at least something goes favorable for them, but
Yeah.
I could see a world where they rely on a ton of explosives. If some of those downfield plays to Smith and Jigba don't work out, something is clunky, they have more. Kenneth Walker actually ran pretty well last game. If that doesn't keep going, I could see it shrinking down.
Interesting thing, the Patriots were 31st in fantasy points per game given up against wide receiver ones this year. And Jigba's over-under for receiving yards is 94.5, which is insane, and he's even odds for a touchdown.
I mean, that's kind of what his yards per game has been, though, right?
Yeah.
In that range, which I guess that would be mathematically that's unfair. I'm going to stop talking.
Do you think there's any scenario where the Patriots end up actually winning by a margin in this game? Like 10 plus?
I just think anything can happen because, like,
It's football.
someone loses their confidence. You have a fumble, you have a punt fumble, and then you have a pick six, and then it's like, what's happening? And people are in their head, and then like Darnold could Darnold.
Well, the thing is, I don't see any world where the Seahawks defense allows it to get out of hand.
No, they're going to show up every single drive.
Yep.
Yeah, it'd be crazy if May just ripped off drive after drive after drive, especially McDonald with 2 weeks to prepare.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're healthy.
One edge here, Kubiak's been trying to maybe he already had it, but he could say he's been interviewing for the Raiders job. He might have already had it locked down. Maybe he spent time on that. Seems like probably not.
Yeah, he said something about he spent very little time on it. How his dad told him how, like, your interview in the NFL is the film you put on, so don't spend any time preparing for interviews. Like, just be yourself, and if you're a good coach, they're going to see you're a good coach. So he seemed like he was all locked in. I mean, you never know for sure.
Yeah. Chris Collinsworth on the call. Tirico's first Super Bowl.
Really?
They announced, yeah.
I'm happy for that.
Collinsworth used to be with Al Michaels.
They're a good combo.
I thought-
okay.
I saw something in Tom Brady's contract that he automatically got a spot as a broadcaster.
The Super Bowl rotates between CBS, NBC, and Fox.
Anytime it's with Fox, he gets the Super Bowl. It must be.
So I think last year he called it.
That's very interesting.
Doing a football frauds coin toss, tails never fails. Feels like our kind of lineup.
You gonna bet on it?
I might
Coin toss?
I might put $5 on it. It's fun.
Yeah.
Usually you get better odds on a coin toss than any other prop.
It's like 5%, or it's like minus
And
105.
then it just gets the juices going.
Yeah.
The game starts. You're like,
Charlie Puth over under props 119 seconds for the national anthem.
oh, yeah. See, that's actually more fun betting on than the coin toss.
It definitely is because
You start the timer.
It's how many seconds he holds
Yeah,
home
like-
with the Brave.
Exactly. I think I did that last year, and it's like, how long are you gonna say home? It's one word. Just home. Say it.
Didn't we have that last year watching the Super Bowl together? We had like all the things like we bet on. There were like 5 things we picked out. Was that?
Oh yeah.
That was
And I
fun.
lost every single one.
Really?
Yeah, it was. I forget. It was like Gatorade.
Yeah, the Gatorade
the
color.
color of the Gatorade, and you guys
Yeah.
were like, it's purple,
Yeah.
and I'm like, there's no way.
Obviously, it's not purple.
Oh, I remember I was being respectful, like letting everyone pick first because I thought they were all random. So I just let myself get the other option so we could have
Yeah.
someone to bet against.
Yeah.
And then I think I lost $20.
Damn.
What about Super Bowl MVP?
It's just gonna be the quarterback.
Sam Darnold.
Yeah, it's hard to see a scenario that in Jigba. I mean, Jigba's the other guy.
True. It could be in Jigba.
They probably have 2 touchdowns.
Could it be in defense?
Only if you get like 2 sacks or a pick and a.
I mean, DeJean had a pick 6 and another pick last year. He still didn't win, right?
It's a prerequisite that the quarterback has to play bad
Yeah.
to even consider anyone else.
Yep.
But I saw someone mention Rashid Shaheed if he does something on special teams.
It's like plus 5,000.
That's so unlikely. Even plus 5,000. That's bad odds if you're betting on that. It should be like plus 100,000. But I'll be sad when the season's over. It was a hell of a season. I went into this season just like, okay, no Chiefs. Really don't want the Eagles either. And it was just a ton of movement up and down the rankings. A lot of teams that surprised, a lot of teams that blew up. And the NBA trade deadline being today and just seeing how many teams are so irrelevant and feel like they're so far away from being relevant. It just reminds me of how the NFL is king, how like you can establish hope so quickly. It just takes a couple moves, the right coordinator, and things come together for you. Hell of a season.
I love how much parity there's been this year in the NFL.
Oh, yeah.
Especially going into the year, everyone's talking about the AFC and how there's 7 quarterbacks and how can anyone come through. Lamar was semi-healthy. Josh Allen's healthy the whole year. Mahomes healthy down the stretch. Herbert healthy, obviously shitty offensive line, but none of it mattered.
No. And think about those 4 head coaches attached to the traditional 4 best quarterbacks in the AFC. Like, at this point, we don't know how helpful Harbaugh or Sean McDermott or Zach Taylor or Andy Reid, like, are they good head coaches? Are they really helping their teams right now?
Yeah.
Like, we didn't see very much from the Chiefs offense that was like, oh, this is giving them a leg up above their talent.
No, it doesn't feel that way at all.
So, like, we had this idea of these are the tyrants of the AFC. This is why you can't make it through, and none of that was true this year.
All right, do we feel like we covered the Super Bowl? We didn't have a lot of juice for the Super Bowl.
I'm never really juiced up for the Super Bowl. Last year, I didn't give a flying F about the Super Bowl, dude.
I just feel like we've had 2 weeks to think about it, and it's hard to have original thoughts.
Yeah.
And we
I
talked-
lost my shoes today.
We talked about these.
I just can't be juiced
I
up
don't
about
want
it.
to think about the Super Bowl.
I think you talk about the teams before the championship and then after the championship, and then it gets to the day. And I think unless you're really like, man, what do you guys think about how Devin Witherspoon is going to match up against Kyle Williams? Like you got to really get into the nitty gritty if you want to find the new storylines, and it just doesn't matter that much.
Yeah.
And like at the end of the day, what do I think the truth of this game is? The Seahawks are 4.5 point favorites. Anything could happen. There's no way to prescribe what's going to happen because they're both good enough teams that anything could.
Yeah. I was in the office the other day, and someone came up to me and asked if I wanted to put $10 on the Super Bowl squares, but it was like
It's a scam.
I only got to pick one, so I only have the number 3. I don't know for which side.
Wait, you didn't get a whole square?
No, it was a $10 for one number and $5 for another number, and never asked the rules.
But you
because
need a
I was on the
square.
fly. Dude. I have no
Do you know
idea
how it works?
No, I have no idea. She didn't explain the rules. She just asked for $10, and I gave it to her.
At the end of each quarter, they look at what the score is.
Yeah.
So if it's 7-0, the person who has 7-0
Yeah.
gets the money for that quarter.
I understand that, and I was kind of confused why I didn't have 2 numbers. I only have one. I only have the number 3.
No, you have to have 2 numbers.
I only have the number 3.
Yeah. I like the idea they're running a scam.
I wouldn't put it past her, dude.
Get some of the youngins to sign
I
up.
wouldn't put it past her.
It's Super Bowl columns.
Literally, I'm like squirming in the office trying to get stuff done as fast as I can. She just comes up to me. Hey, do you want to be in this Super Bowl game?
Give me some money.
I only have one spot left. It's for $10, and you got to do it right now. And I gave her $10.
That's funny.
And never asked what the rules were. I'm such a chump.
Can't say no. You're learning how to say no. But, I would give $10 every time. If one of my coworkers came to me for $10, any situation regarding football, I'd be like, yes, take my money.
I need some more steroids.
So-
I got this guy in high school. I think he's got a bright future ahead of him, but need some more money for steroids.
This is true.
He's like, I gotcha. Okay. We are going to pivot over into a little more coaching news. It's that time of year where every week goes by, people are getting hired, and there's opinions to be given out. Okay. Exciting head coach. Technically, it's not official because the Seahawks are still playing, but the OC of the Seahawks, Clint Kubiak, is going to be going to the Las Vegas Raiders, taking over for Pete Carroll, most likely drafting Fernando Mendoza and implementing his Shanahan scheme with Mendoza, Ashton Genty, Brock Bowers, a little bit of Jack Besh, Trey Tucker.
Deontay Thornton.
Their offensive line,
Deontay Thornton Jr., baby.
their offensive line took a huge step back this year. There were hopes that it could be competent. Then Pete Carroll and his son did terrible with that whole scheme, and Chip Kelly. What do you guys think? Let's look at this from the lens of, would you want Fernando Mendoza in a dynasty league? Because he's attached to this offensive guy, Clint Kubiak, the Shanahan scheme. Or do you think there's going to be success there in the next 3-ish years?
If I'm a Raiders fan, I'm excited. I feel like this is one of the 3 or 4 best guys you could have hired. I wouldn't like them to go defensive guy. They interviewed Flores. Flores is one of their final candidates, along with whatever his name is, Ujiri or whatever from the Panthers.
Ejiro Evero
from the Panthers. Yeah, I like it from a Raiders fan. Feels like it gives him somewhat of an offensive floor, somewhat of an offensive ceiling. Kubiak's got a track record of success here. Feels like Darnold and Mendoza are somewhat paralleled. They've got offensive weapons-wise, I would feel pretty confident in terms of what you're setting up for dynasty-wise. Every single year, PFF tries to predict their top offensive lines, and I was just looking at a graph showing like what the actual predictions are and the correlation between most sites that are trying to predict who's going to be the top-graded offensive line. Not a ton of correlation, even with the smartest people trying to figure out what's going to be the top unit every year. Who knows?
I like that.
Maybe Colt Miller takes someone of a step forward. If they have the 20th offensive line, that's a win.
He was injured for most this year, right?
I'm not sure.
I think, he was their guy that's most trustworthy. He was injured. Then they got DJ Glaze and Jackson Powers Johnson. I think they had some guys that were moved around from where they were in 2024. So there's a world where they get back to average, and that's going to be good enough.
I think all 3 of their interior guys switched positions from the season prior.
Yeah, weird.
Which is weird.
It was like they started playing musical chairs one day in practice, and it happened.
Pete Carroll's son was high as shit. And he was just like, fucking, you go there. And like, what, coach? He's like, all right, just do it. And Pete was like, do what he says.
Yeah, very weird. Mendoza head over here.
I'm back in on Mendoza, dude. I'm back in.
What do you mean back in? You were out.
That's why I'm back in.
Wait, no. That just means you're in. To say you're back in implies that you were in at one point.
I was in at one point.
Until you saw that interview.
That interview, dude, that Big Ten championship interview, I've never...
All the glory to God!
I was like, what the heck? And the thing is, his agent, or he got some sort of feedback on the national consensus on how they feel about Fernando Mendoza after that, and he totally switched it up. And I don't know what he did, but I love it.
Yeah, he has a press team. They're like, Fernando, love the energy, love what you're bringing here. We're gonna need to make some slight tweaks. Here, hold this beer. Take this cigarette. He's like, what the hell do I need this for?
Go on Sunday conversation.
You're gonna want to lower your voice a couple octaves.
They told him to go on Caleb Press, be like, just drop 3 or 4 F-bombs, and people will think you're way fucking cool.
Dude, that was
dropping the F-bomb. I was like, fuck yeah.
That was good for his image,
for sure.
I know. But the other thing is if I'm being honest, I wasn't totally sold on him being all that of a prospect, and more. Until the playoff run. I think every game he just did more and more.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm in. I can't be
especially
out.
against all these awesome defenses.
Yeah, and his ball placement and decision making, you're just like, he's not making mistakes.
Yep.
Yeah.
In these huge games, he is not making mistakes.
And if they can fix the offensive line, I think that the wide receiver pieces, there's going to be ups and down growing pains between Fernando and them. But if the offensive line is at least average, and they have Ashton freaking Genty running the ball, I think he set up about as good as you can set up a rookie quarterback
for a first overall pick.
It's not terrible.
No, not at all. It's not Caleb Williams with the best supporting offensive cast ever.
Well, and that's a good point where it comes down to who do you have as your coordinator, and if we think we can trust Kubiak, then I think looking at the exact players doesn't matter quite as much as like, can we get a structure that makes sense?
At least it's not Matt Nagy or something. Like,
Yeah.
Kubiak presents at least as like a top 3
Yeah.
candidate.
So speaking of offensive candidates, we're going to move over to Mike LaFleur. The Arizona Cardinals hired Matt LaFleur's younger brother. Interesting enough, they're the same age, 38 or 39 years old.
Mike and Matt?
When they first got hired.
Oh.
So Matt's about 7 years older, and he's been coaching for about 7 years.
Huh.
So both learned underneath Sean McVay at one point. Remember that Mike LaFleur was with the Jets when they first hired Zach Wilson. A lot of people were mad when Zach Wilson sucked, so Saleh fired him. But now some analysts go back and look at his scheme and say, not everything he did here was all so bad.
Maybe Zach Wilson.
Maybe
sucked.
Zach Wilson was just mega ass. Mega ass. And then he's spent 3 more years. He's got 3 years older, more experience with Sean McVay. I think, considering it's the Cardinals and they just hired Cliff Kingsbury and Jonathan Gannon, I like it enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I brought it up when we weren't recording, but this is almost exactly what, if you look back in the episodes, I'm pretty sure this is exactly what I said that I would want to happen in Arizona.
Oh yeah, with Malik Willis.
With Malik Willis, have Mike LaFleur.
Oh, you
come
said
in.
you think you were saying Saleh with Mike LaFleur, right?
Yep.
Obviously they didn't get Saleh, but
Yeah.
still the same offense.
And the whole idea is that his freaking brother has the
Yeah.
recipe for success with this guy.
Yeah, it's going to be a Halfley Mike LaFleur competition.
Yep.
Halfley's like, come on, remember all the good times we had in Green Bay? Mike's like, I'm the exact same as my brother.
Oh, yeah.
So what do you think, Miles?
Don't have any original thoughts about Mike LaFleur. Feels like a, once again, decent hire. I don't know if they should have gone defensive mind here. No offensive quarterback to work with. I mean, you got McBride there. You got Paris Johnson Jr. on the outside. Marvin Harrison Jr. is obviously okay. What's his name? Michael Wilson as well. Decent offensive floor. It's just, I really wonder who they could have hired here who would have taken this Cardinals job. I'd be curious what candidates actually wanted the job. It feels like LaFleur, if you take this Cardinals job, you're kind of willing to take any job. It feels like, in hindsight, it might have been one of the bottom 3 jobs available. If I'm LaFleur, though, the upside here, you're competing against Mike McDonald, Shanahan, and McVay the rest of your career.
Yeah.
I don't, there's not many scenarios where this ends up being a huge success.
No, that's really tough.
The hope is that you can get to 9-10 wins in 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Just feels like you wanted a chance. At least you kind of take a chance if you get it.
I think it's not a good job, but it's not like something where it's like these owners are evil people and the roster is in complete disarray and they have so much dead cap. Like, it's an honest chance. You're gonna have a high pick. You still have Paris Johnson and Marvin Harrison Jr. and they have other pieces. I'm not going to know up their whole roster, but I know as a whole they're not dead.
No.
There's not no one there.
No.
Trey McBride. And then Nathaniel Hackett came back. You guys have any he's their OC.
Oh.
I doubt he'll be super involved in making his team
Yeah.
more Rodgers-like versus Mike LaFleur. Do you guys have any thoughts?
No.
He's funny.
No. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Goldfinger.
I love that video.
Okay. So those are the head coaches, Cardinals and Raiders. Now all 32 teams had their head coaches. There was 10 openings and 10 people who were hired. So I'm excited to see. Seems like this trend is going to keep going where people just get fired every year. People keep coming in because, what do they say? NFL not for long. If you're not winning, if you're not making playoff runs, even if you are, like the Bills and the Ravens, you might just lose your job. Let's quick run over some coordinators. This is a big hire for the Bills. You know, they made that big bet to get rid of McDermott. Brought in the OC. Is kind of weird. Like, if things weren't going well enough, why would you bring in another guy that was a part of what wasn't good enough? So they, on the defensive side of the ball, you're replacing McDermott with Jim Leonard. I don't know a lot about him. You guys want to share anything?
He's just a Wisconsin guy. I think we touched on him last week.
Yeah.
He was a stud safety in the NFL.
Yeah, I think we touched it, but like, do you like it?
I like it. I think that, but I'm biased.
Yeah.
So I mean, everything that I've been seeing about him, I feel like he's been getting interviews solely based on that like Wisconsin love for him hype. There's people that are going to bat for him. But I haven't heard really. No, I've never heard anyone be like, "This guy is an insanely good like coach."
I have people, analysts that I like on Twitter where I think they watch all the games and they're really smart. Some of them have like things back 2019, 2022. Jim Leonard should be an NFL DC. Jim Leonard should be an NFL DC. So just from that one guy, I'm like, yeah, I trust this.
Yeah.
Broncos pass game coordinator for the years, though, while he came up under Vance Joseph. Obviously, their pass game's fucking nasty with that 6 secondary.
Even beyond Patrick Surtain, Jaquan McMillan, and Riley Moss. People like to hate on Riley Moss, but they got good performance out of those guys.
Yeah. I liked Leonard at Wisconsin. I would guess that he will perform at or around McDermott's level. Maybe not a floor raiser. Feels more like a ceiling raiser. Feels like McDermott set a floor.
Yeah, agreed.
I like the hire. Once again, don't have any real insight, but feels like a decent fit based on watching him at Wisconsin, really liking the way that he called plays.
Okay. I was going to try and talk less, but we're going to talk Matt Nagy, so that's probably my chance here. Matt Nagy is going to the Giants. If you're a Jackson Dart stockholder, whether in fantasy or a Giants fan, probably not too excited about this. I'll say this. Matt Nagy is not some monster. Like,
are you sure?
the worst case scenario here isn't that bad. Like, he understands what an NFL offense is. He's gonna be able to like design and install plays, and they're going to be mostly prepared on the week. Like, are they going to have a schematic advantage? A mansion? Maybe they'll have a mansion too. I don't think they're gonna have anything schematically that's gonna put them over the top, but it will be fine enough. Hopefully, they'll run Dart a little bit less, and I think it's pretty uninspiring. It's like what you have Harbaugh being brought in, thinking like you kind of thinking Monken's going to come with him, and now that he's not, it's kind of disappointing as a Giants fan.
Certainly would have felt a lot better with Monken.
Yeah,
no question.
Recently proven he got a #1 overall offense. I mean,
if you're to rank the coordinators, I definitely would put Maggie in the bottom 5 going into the season, but who the fuck knows?
Yeah, I mean, he only worked with Trubisky and Fields, and you can say, oh, he already didn't develop these young guys. How is he going to develop Dart? I mean, chicken or the egg. Trubisky and Fields haven't done anything without Nagy either. So there's a chance. There's a chance it goes well. And then we'll move over. Another Bears guy, Declan Doyle, the Bears OC, is going to the Ravens. This is pretty risky. He is 29 years old right now, and he's known to be very bright, and the Bears guys talked about him well. But only a couple years ago, he was an assistant tight ends coach with Sean Payton, and then was the tight ends coach of the Broncos, then Bears OC. It's pretty quick. Hopefully, he can get the most out of Lamar Jackson, and you're going to need that because you're in a Super Bowl winning window. So, what's his freaking name? Jesse Minter. It's a big bet, but it feels like the Ravens are like go big or go home. Like they had the floor and now they want the ceiling.
Doesn't Declan Doyle sound like the name of an indie artist?
Yes. Who's that one album? It's like a guy with brunette hair and it's like dripping and it's just his face at your house.
What's his name? Yeah.
Oh, Declan McKenna.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say you're right. Why does it feel right?
Completely unrelated. Just Declan Doyle sounds like the name of a guy.
Declan McKenna, not a lot of NFL coaching experience. We're not sure what he's going to do here.
Got swagger to him.
Yeah.
He's a little corked up white boy.
He seems a little too moist for me. A little damp. I like the hire, but I like the idea of a high upside young guy when you're like an average team. Like it just seems like they could have maybe done a little better. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, I've been talking a lot. Miles, what do you think about Frank Reich going to the Jets?
This feels like worst case scenario. Don't see the upside here. Wasn't Reich at Stanford, I believe? I thought Luck hired him.
That would make sense.
Stanford. Reich, last coaching experience was with the Colts, I believe, in the NFL. Who was it?
he tried to develop Bryce Young with the Panthers.
Right. Failed there. Really old. Kind of feels like maybe Declan Doyle and Frank Reich are in the opposite of the situations you'd want them to be in. Don't feel good about Reich. Old, probably not going to have many fresh ideas for a Jets offense that's going to suck without a quarterback. It feels like he's a ticking time bomb waiting to get fired and going to the next. He'll probably get fired in week 9 when their head coach is trying to save their job. Don't like it at all. Just seems like it's born to die within a year.
Yeah. I maintain if you're Darren Muji, the GM of the Jets, this is the perfect tank March for Arch situation. Just like all the coaching staff is in disarray, and it's like, who is the adult in the room? And he's just like sitting there maniacally, like, yes, we're going to win one game.
All these picks.
And then bring in, like, if they can get a pick 1 or pick 2 next year, they can attract a decent head coach. Same as the Raiders. Like, you can say, oh, we were such a blow-up team. This is so terrible. But, like, if you bring in the right coach after, it doesn't need to be like that. All right, Connor, what do you think about Raheem Morris going back to the Niners? Any thoughts?
I mean, I didn't really like him at Atlanta.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that I wasn't against Saleh going back to the Niners, but I was like, I hope he does good.
Yeah.
I hope he proves something, but I didn't really have high hopes. Kind of feel the same way, and I feel like I'm going to have the same conversation about Raheem Morris next year.
Yeah. My understanding is when he went to the Falcons, he really wanted to be the CEO, be as attached as a former coordinator could be to like calling the plays. And he did decent enough with the Rams, but part of me now is like, did he do decent enough with the Rams, or were Jared Verse and Byron Young and some of these other players just like going to be good no matter what? And he was there.
Ramsey.
Yeah.
Yeah. I personally like
I don't know
Raheem
if he was
Morris.
there with Ramsey, but
On that Super Bowl run? Morris was their DC in the Super Bowl run with Aaron Donald, yeah?
talk about Morris. I'll look it up.
I like Morris. His personality is considered to be, one of the more likable guys in the NFL. All the Falcons guys loved him. A lot of them spoke up publicly about wanting to keep him. Seems like he has a great personality. If you're Shanahan personally, I feel like this scenario is very intriguing and likable because it doesn't feel like Morris will get a head coaching opportunity maybe ever, if not for it. Definitely not next offseason, but 2 or 3 off seasons if the Niners defense overachieves. Shanahan gets like some level of stability, at least be like, okay, I can keep a coordinator for more than a year or two. Didn't blitz a lot with the Falcons. Maybe that's because they had Walker and Pierce coming off the edge. They didn't need to. Interesting to see what Bosa's health looks like this upcoming year. They don't have linebackers who they'd want to blitz a lot or safeties like that. They can go a lot of different directions in the draft. But Morris has basically just been a base 4-3 guy. Set a baseline, not a lot of complex blitzes he's offering, stuff like that. Definitely, I would consider, if he's a DC hire, I would consider him one of the top 5 names in the cycle. Really like it. Shanahan gets another good guy in the building. Feels like he'll set a floor. I don't think he's demonstrably worse than Saleh. Could be wrong there, but I generally liked it. I like Morris, like his personality.
Yeah, he was there for the Super Bowl run, so you're right on that. And I think with him, it's just a super high culture guy. Like Shanahan's not the number one personality, so getting a DC that can keep your culture going, I think, is good. And they've coached together before, so Shanahan knows what he's getting.
Yep.
Okay, then we're gonna parlay over. Ooh, ad break. We haven't done any ads yet. No. Oh, we tried to do the bank of
no,
the liquid deposit.
Yeah, but you're right. I think
Okay.
it is time to take an ad break. Ba-da-doo-doo. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys would like to like and subscribe to our podcast, please do so at your convenience.
This podcast is brought to you by GoPro. Bring your camera anywhere, literally anywhere. Bring it to dangerous places. Bring it to your ex's closet. Put it in her closet and
But don't turn it on.
leave it running there for a while.